As the man entered what most would consider to be their pinnacle of peace throughout the work-filled day that they endlessly continued to go to, he noticed something. See, these are the moments that we look forward to while we're at work. Those moments where it's just you alone with your thoughts. You can relax. But not when there's something amiss in your sanctuary. The air within had shifted dramatically to the point where he clutched his head in pain from the sound of 2 gunshots going off in his ear. Or at least that's how it felt from his perspective. In reality, his ears had simply popped. It almost knocked him over into the shower. It made him open his wincing eyes and jump. He did not jump from the pain, no, that had quickly subsided. No, he jumped from the shock of what he had saw. The man was standing in his bathroom, in his house, and yet not a single thing was recognizable. Not the towel rack, not the shower curtain. Shit, in this bathroom there wasn't even a tub. And upon closer inspection, he recognized not a single soul within the photographs that hung on the walls. Now he thought to himself, maybe his wife remodeled overnight. Maybe in the time that dinner had passed and it is now 2 a.m. in the morning, maybe she had remodeled completely within that time. That was impossible. Where the hell was he? He thought to himself. Maybe his wife didn't tell him. No, these are ridiculous thoughts, he thought. There's no way. I must be dreaming. I must be in my bed, pissing myself, because I'm dreaming about going to the bathroom. The more he focused on the bathroom, the more things he noticed. And when he stood up, he noticed something kind of gross. A massive pile of what was more than likely human shit was constantly filling his throne. As in, the level in which the poo was at rose significantly with each second that passed, and it would soon overflow onto his feet. He was at that point laughing to himself. He was sure he was dreaming. What in the he said out loud, but before he could finish, he was turned around by a noise. He looked out the door, which was ajar slightly, and the light from the hallway cast a shadow. A shadow of 2 long legs. Someone was standing underneath the light. Was it his wife? No. His wife had a very frail figure. No, this was the shadow of men's legs. And a muscular man at that. He blinked and rubbed his eyes and slowly crept to the door. And when he peeked out, there was nothing. He turned back around and headed into the bathroom to see if he could figure out what was going on. And when he turned back into the bathroom, he saw himself. He saw himself not standing there peeing like a weird astral projection dream. No, he saw himself keeled over the bathtub wall. In the bathtub was a pool of blood and a hole blown clean through his skull. All of a sudden, upon blinking, out of thin air, another man appeared in the situation, standing over him with a gun that was still smoking. He heard his wife scream in the bedroom, and at that moment, a bright flash of white overcame him. It engulfed his senses, and all of a sudden, he was somewhere else. He heard the filing of papers, the clacking of keyboards. And all of a sudden, he was sitting in a leather-bound armchair in front of a man. A man who, like himself, was far too overworked, judging by the sweat dripping down his neck. A man that was slightly overweight and wore round spectacles on his eyes. He had a bushy mustache, and I mean bushy, because there was crust of coffee and crumbs stuck in it. It was gray, and there were mixes of black in there, but mainly gray. And he looked stressed. He laughed and made eye contact with the man for a brief second, and then looked down and continued to clack away at his keyboard. The man was in a suit which was drenched, a darker gray than it should be, sitting in front of an old, rounded Mac computer. But there were two of them, one facing him and one facing the man. You could see what he was doing on one of the screens. Nice touch, the man thought, not knowing where he was or how he got there. In fact, he had forgotten about that. The strange man whose sweat bricks sat in front of him and cleared his throat. He kicked the armchair out, and he dried his sweaty forehead with a damp napkin that was stuck in his pocket, and it took quite long for him to put it back. At that point, he thought, why even keep it in your pocket? Why not just get a new one? But, regardless, you shouldn't assume someone's situation. Maybe he simply couldn't afford a new handkerchief. Whatever. You know, that typical liberal shit. The man took that sweaty handkerchief and put it back in his pocket and made eye contact with our friend again and said frankly, in a slightly sarcastic tone, "Hey, dying on the toilet. Welcome to the afterlife. That's not a bad way to go." I want to take this moment, and I know it's corny, and I hate doing shit like this, but I just want to thank you if you've made it this far, and if you listen to my videos. I feel really weird posting shit on YouTube. I feel like it's very, look at me. But just know that I'm not doing this because I want attention. I'm doing this because I absolutely love writing. I'm doing this because the government is trying to kill us all. And shit like this is the only way I can express my freedom. To quote William Wallace, they can take my... What is it? You can take my life, but you'll never take my freedom. Or something like that. Whatever. You can't shut me up. That's something that's always been true. You'll never shut me up, and I won't stop telling the truth. People used to hate me for it. People still do hate me for it, I bet. But if you take anything from this other than the fact that you like stories too, take with you this. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop talking when they tell you to stop talking. Don't shut up. Don't stop fighting. And above all, stay true to yourself. Fuck the government and fuck anybody who tells you that they need to overlook your life so that you can succeed. No. You have within you the tools to succeed. And not just succeed, thrive. So, I won't hold you any longer. Get off your fucking laptop, unless you're going to listen to more of my shit, and go fucking do something. God bless. Fuck the government. Stay true.